Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Lenovo Yoga C930-13IKB. So we're going to be using a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver to undo all the screws on the bottom. Right, looks like there's two, one on each side here, and then four at the bottom. You want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Right, so let's go ahead and remove all these screws. If this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. So if you like my random review videos and stuff, feel free to go take a look at that channel and subscribe over there as well. I'm trying to eventually move all my review stuff to there, but for now I'm just double uploading them. Alright, I don't know if they're hiding any screws under here. It could be possible, but I hope not. Alright, let's try and do this with a suction cup first, okay? So, since we got 4 screws here, okay, we can lift it up just like that. Very simple. And then you can go ahead and kind of wiggle and pull this out. Alright, if you don't have a suction cup, what you could do is you can get some tape. You can stick a piece of tape. I would use a long piece of tape, and then you stick the bottom here and then have it go up like that. So basically you fold a piece of tape but leave the ends not stuck together, and then stick it down like that. Then you can just grab that folded tape and use that as a tab. Alright, so there we go. That way you don't need a suction cup. Alright, so inside we're using, it looks like pH1 and maybe pH0. These ones are probably pH0, but let's try the pH1 first. Nope, too big. Alright, so we're going to switch to the pH0 or JIS0 screwdriver to remove the screws holding the battery in place. So the customer needed their battery replaced. They said it's not charging. I hope it's a battery issue, because sometimes when people say it's not charging, oh, let me actually get a thumbnail first. Sometimes when people say it's not charging, they mean their computer's completely dead and it's not working, and it ends up being like a motherboard issue, but we'll find out. All right, so we'll get a screenshot there. Okay, let's get these screws out. So it looks like there might be 4 screws, so one here and one here. Alright, and then we got one up here and one up here. I don't know if there's any other screws, but that's what I see so far. Okay, so now that we got those 4 screws out, we're going to get under here. Let's see if we can lift it up. Okay, kind of. I feel like something is still holding it down. If we look at the replacement battery, I don't see anything else holding it down, so that's kind of strange. I don't know what else is going on. Is it held on with some adhesive or something? Is something in the middle here? There's nothing in the middle. Is there some glue? What is going on here? There's a tab here. Did they put some kind of tape? What is this? Did they put some adhesive here? Are you serious? Okay, so there's a tab here. I'm assuming there's a stretch release adhesive. Oh, yeah. Interesting. I've never seen anyone do that before. So there's a stretch release adhesive tab under the battery after they already have screws there. Really weird. Okay, so to get this out, you want to pull slow and you want to pull straight back away. You don't want to pull it up. It's not going to come out. So you want to make sure to just pull it straight this way. Okay. And I'm going to keep my fingers holding this slightly so that if it slingshots out, I'll hopefully be able to catch it. Okay, and then we got to go closer. Oh, there we go. So there's one adhesive tab. I'm going to set this aside so I can reuse it later. I don't think it's necessary, but since it's there, might as well put it back. Okay, and we'll get this one out as well. So weird to put screws and this. That's kind of strange. All right, so here's the second one. We'll get that and set that aside as well. Okay, so now that we got those stretch release adhesive tabs out, we should be able to lift this up. Yep. And I'm going to get one finger underneath to pinch the wire here. So I got 2 fingers pinching it, and we're going to wiggle it side to side. Okay, make sure not to pull up. You don't want to rip the connector off the motherboard, logic board, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to wiggle side to side, and hopefully it will eventually pop out. There we go. So I had to use my thumb to help pull, like push this as I pulled, and there we go. So the battery model number here is L17C4PH1. Okay, so you want to get the same thing, L17C4PH1. Okay, this one doesn't have the logo on it, but same thing. Okay, so now that we have access to this, we can kind of clean up some of the dust in here, and hopefully the battery's the only issue with this thing. Okay, can see here where they had the stretch release adhesive tabs. If you want to put the stretch release adhesive back, again, I don't think it's necessary at all, but if you want to put those back, assuming it came with it, what you want to do is you take the stretch release adhesive tab, you put it back, like this portion back where it was, so just wrap it, you wrap it as close to the edge as possible of the screw mount, stick that down, and then you just flip that over. Okay, it's sticking to my finger. And then you just flip it over, and I guess we just put it straight down this way. So just stick it back on. I don't think there's anywhere specific it needs to go. I don't think there's any specific path it needs to go on, but there you go. So we'll get that on, and then we'll get the other one. Okay, and we'll get the other one. Be careful not to stick it onto anything now that you're have this hanging out there. Okay, and then same thing, stick that down, get that close to there, and now we're gonna just grab this guy. Oh, it let go. It's a little tricky. Okay, and then just stick that back down. All right, just like that. All right, let me show you what's underneath here before I stick the battery back into place. You got an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here, one screw. You can pull it up slightly and pull it back. You got this connector, it looks like to charge this little touch pen thing, digitizer pen, whatever you call it, stylus. All right, you got one fan connector here, other fan connector here. These fans, it looks like if you want to remove it, you have to either take the heatsink out, or you need to pull the entire motherboard, logic board out. And then there's these little screws here. I only see 2. And then you should be able to separate this fan from this metal plate, which is part of the heatsink, or at least that's what it looks like. CPU soldered to the motherboard. All right, you got this tiny little connector here, which I'm not sure what it's going to. And then you got these 2 little connectors. They look to be connectors that you can pop up this way. I'm not going to pull them off. If you mess with these connectors here after disconnecting the battery, you want to open the laptop, press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds. All right, that's important. If you fast forward it over and skip this, I'm sorry if you damaged your computer, but it's important to follow instructions completely through. Okay, anyways, here's the the Wi-Fi adapter. Okay, this one pops out just like the SSD. It looks like someone was trying to pull this out. It's all stripped. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on there. It's stripped so much that I don't think I can even take that out without a screw extractor. The tails of the antennas, if you want to disconnect the antennas, you go from the tail, pull straight up, they'll pop off. I'm not going to take them off because sometimes the solder is bad. All right, you got the speaker connector here, runs down to this speaker, and then you got a wire from that speaker going to the other one. You got the fingerprint sensor reader, whatever connector there. Okay, I don't know why it looks so crooked. That's weird. This fingerprint reader connector looks crooked. I'm going to try and fix it. That's better. Okay. And then you got the touchpad connector here. Why does it look like it's sticking out a little? There we go. And then the keyboard connector and the keyboard backlight connector. Okay, these all have little flip latches. If you see, I'm flipping them up. Okay, I'm just double checking their connection because the other 2 looked a little loose. And yeah, the RAM doesn't look replaceable. I think it's most likely underneath this metal plate. I'm not going to pry it up because I don't need to, but the board is so thin and close to the keyboard assembly, I don't think there's any way to fit any removable RAM there. So I think that's pretty much it. Everything else is soldered into place. Let's go ahead and put the new battery back in. Okay. So if you're gonna put the new battery, make sure to line up the hole right away, because since we put the adhesive, once you drop it down, it's gonna be stuck on there. And good luck getting that back up without having to take those back off. All right, so there we go. Stick that down again. Oops, I should have connected this first actually, because now there's not much slack to pull it backwards. Make sure that the wire's not twisted or anything, and you got the blacks here, the reds there. Okay. If it's going straight out, I don't think you should have any issues with that. So there we go. Oh, I might have to pull the battery back up because of the lack of slack here. Let's see if I can pull the wires down, in, and then up, and do some tricky thing here to make this battery go in, because if you push this, you want to make sure the connector is going in flat. Okay, you don't want to have it going in at a weird angle. Okay, that's working. Good. In, come on, this side does not. There we go. Okay, now pinch both at the same time, get it all the way in. All right, good. Make sure that is, you want to pinch it, don't just pull the whole thing, because you can rip this connector off the board. Okay, so you want to pinch the whole thing together, and then check, make sure the connector looks good. It looks good. All right, connect it all the way, and then let's go ahead and put back the screws, although this adhesive's already going to be holding it into place. So yeah, I don't know why they designed it this way, but yeah. All right, let's get these in. Okay, and the last screw. Okay, now let's go ahead and carefully open this up. Let's see if it turns on. If it's not a battery issue, then it's not going to work. So let's find out. All right, power button here. Press it, and I do see the keyboard lighting up. So we should be good there. Let's see if it powers on. The keyboard just turned off. Maybe something else is wrong. Oh, keyboard's lighting up again. And there's the screen. So we should be good to go. All right. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure again to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their device as well. And again, if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, again, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm plugging this in to see if it charges, and I don't think it's charging, so it might be an issue with the USB-C charge ports. Oh no. That's a worse issue. Okay. If that's the case, I'm going to have to let my customer know, because that means the battery, it's going to work for a while, and then the thing, when it runs out of charge, it's just going to die. They brought me this other little mobile charger, which I doubt it's going to do anything different, but let's try. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Nothing. So most likely what happened is the charging circuit has some issue, and then they basically yeah, and then basically to try and fix that, they thought the battery was the issue, which it now turns on, but once the battery dies, it's going to be completely dead. I don't know if you can see there, it's on right now, but yeah, I need to let the customer know, because if it's not going to charge, basically the battery's eventually just going to completely die. Anyways, I'm going to just show how to put the cover back on, and then I'll see what the customer wants to do, because yeah, they're only going to be able to use it for a little while till the battery dies, and then they're screwed. So Let me get the bottom cover back. Give me a second. Alright, so the bottom cover, it has all these little hooks on it. So you want to get the back end first, obviously. Okay. And then you just line everything up back down here. Okay, it looks like this didn't slide in right because this isn't going in all the way. You can actually see here that it's sticking out. So you do want to make sure, lift it up, make sure everything slides in all the way. Make sure this kind of lines up there, okay? Then you can just push it all back down and get all those screws back in. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if I should put all the screws back in because I'm going to probably have to take it back out depending what the customer wants to do. I have a feeling their battery is perfectly fine. But anyways, it's only 6 screws, so I'll put it in just to show you guys. But again, that's pretty much it. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. Uh-oh, somebody's here. Who is that? Who's knocking on the door? I have a sign that says don't knock, call or text, but okay, give me a second, I have another customer here. Alright, anyways, well, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, give me a second, last screw. Alright, let's drop this. Bye.